Hey guys, RezQRider here. I know I'm not on the bike and I know I've been slacking a little bit. I've got some stuff recorded, I just haven't had the desire to edit. But anyways, let's get on to the point. Today I come to you with a video response. This video response is to a channel that I love. His channel and his name is Officer Rob. I'll put a link in the description below. Officer Rob is a motovlogger just like me and just like the rest of you, because most of my subscribers are motovloggers. Officer Rob is also an LA police officer who is able to motovlog while on duty. That's pretty cool to me. Officer Rob shared a video, and this video was less formal for his channel. It was much more like this, sitting in a squad car. He titled it Officer Rob's Challenge, and I'll post that in the link below as well. Now, before we get into Officer Rob's Challenge, I want to talk to you a little bit about a story. In the late summer of 2005, 18 years old, just graduated high school. College, not for me. That's what I thought. Struggling, basically, to find a career. Struggling to grow up, become an adult. One day I sat down and decided to watch a movie. For the very first time, I put in Ladder 49. Movie was great. I enjoyed it. But something else happened. As part of a large Eagle Scout family, I have had a love for service most of my life. There's nothing better than the feeling of accomplishing a project and knowing that you did it was for someone else. They don't have to say thank you. They don't have to hug you. They don't have to pay you. They don't have to cheer and rejoice. When you love serving, you just have to do the job and get it done. So, this movie, like I said, triggered my inner love for service. Right then I started to think, when you were little, it wasn't cars that you wanted to work on. It wasn't engines that you wanted to rebuild. It wasn't projects that you wanted to make in the metal shop. All things that I did in high school and loved. All things that I thought would be my future. Now, for a full-time job, I do make airplane parts and things like that. Make castings. But I have found a way to serve throughout my whole life. To serve you, the public. And it feeds something inside of me, some monster that I cannot explain that's there and cannot explain why he's so hungry. But through service for others, and a specific type of service, I'm able to feed and contain that monster. I often feel that if my life gets busy and I haven't served, then I end up getting very down. Things end up feeling not complete. So, within 48 hours of this movie, I figured out how to join the local fire department as a volunteer here in Sandy, Oregon. I would go on to get accepted, go through academy, learn the things I need to learn to be a safe firefighter, and to properly serve and protect those of my community. Throughout that time, I would end up becoming a private contractor. We would go out and use our excavation equipment on forest fires. The love that we felt from the small communities that we were protecting was amazing. It made the long weeks, the long days, and sometimes the long months away from family and friends that much easier. Now I would end up leaving that job because work in the wintertime for excavation in Oregon was very low and I needed bills, and I was just getting married. With just getting married and married very young at the age of 20 years old, I would have a hard time balancing life and nurturing my relationship. I would soon leave the fire department due to the fact that I couldn't meet the commitments. But then I would find within a year or two of leaving the fire department that I was not whole. I could not figure out why I could not have fun. I could not figure out why I was not happy. I was putting so much into my relationship and strengthening it, and it was great. It was getting better every day, and it continues to get better. You're never done putting forth energy and effort in your relationships. But still, there was something missing. It was the monster. The monster needed to be fed. I ended up, after my excavation, getting a job in security. Firefighting was cool, but law enforcement was cooler, in my opinion. I would work as a security officer for almost 5 years, both on a facility that I was hired and privately for venues, concerts, and different events. I loved it. It was in my blood. It was what I was going to do. I bought all kinds of equipment. I bought all kinds of things that had to do with it. This was me. But it still wasn't enough. Going to a job 9 to 5, or should I say 11 or 3 to midnight, or sometimes midnight to 8, and serving a small population as a security officer, I knew everybody there, and it just didn't feel the same. I didn't feel like the service it wasn't feeding the monster. Soon we would hire another security officer to help lighten the load. He pulls up in his personal vehicle, and on the side of his truck it says search and rescue. And I said, that is so cool. Who do you do that for? And he says, it's a private group. We're licensed through the sheriff's office and the State Sheriff's Association. Tell me more. I thought about it. I talked with my wife. I feared giving more commitment and it making my relationship struggle. But I wanted it so bad. I wanted to serve so bad. I would end up joining Mountain Wave Search and Rescue out of Clackamas, Oregon. I have since been there. It's 5-6 years now, and I love it. I love it every day. Got a little bags on my eyes because I just got back this morning. Got a little bit of sleep before the kids woke up. Last night was amazing. The teamwork was amazing. The subject was found quickly. They were safe. They were unharmed. They were reunited with their family. It's fun. It takes a lot of work and dedication. But you know what? To me, it's just something I do. Some of you just ride your motorcycle. Some of you just take your dogs out. Some of you just play frisbee. There's all these things you just do. I just like to serve. The nice thing is that the group that I belong to, family, is definitely put first, and I am able to make my commitments and still strengthen my relationship with my family as it grows. Because at the time that I joined Search and Rescue, I had my first child. She is now 5. I have a second who is almost 2. Family is important. Now, back on track a little bit. Because of what I do and my service towards the public, I have very strong feelings. And I say thank you to Officer Rob for beginning this challenge. And thank you for letting us become a part of it. And thank you for letting me do a video to extend this challenge to others. And thank you for your service. Now, 1 second. As a member of public safety, as someone who serves law enforcement and with law enforcement, sometimes on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, in the middle of the night, in the hot sun of the day, I stand with cops. I choose to start to make the majority voice heard. We are the majority, we are big, but we don't talk a lot. We don't want to be viewed negatively by the media as the minority has been. But that's wrong. We need to be viewed by everyone as the majority who stands with cops. Officer Rob and all the other officers, firefighters, military, EMS personnel, I stand with you. And I thank you for your service. Now, please join me if you are a motovlogger and have a YouTube channel, or if you just want to do this as a short on Instagram. And do a video response, whether it be in this platform or from your motorcycle. Hashtag Officerrobchallenge. Hashtag I stand with cops. Guys, be safe. Be alert. As they say, watch your six. We will solve the problems that we have. It's just going to take time. But it can only be done if us, the majority, stand up and make our voice heard. YouTube and social media is an amazing thing. We can move messages so fast. So, please share this. Please share Officer Rob's video. And please, at least if a picture of you, even if your helmet's on or whatever, and hashtag I stand with cops. You know what I always like to tell people, and a lot of times they can't argue, is who are you going to call? It's not going to be the Ghostbusters when you need help, when you're in fear. I'm not going to get political about the events that happen, but we have all been taught that two wrongs do not make a right. So if you feel like there was a wrong earlier in the week, what happened in Dallas does not make it right. What's happening on our streets in America daily does not make it right. I urge you and your families to support your local law enforcement the best that you can. If you have a little bit of money, buy them some lunch. If you don't, get some paper and crayons. And as a family, with your children if you have children, write them thank you cards. Always wave at them. Shake their hand. Tell them thank you. Because you know what? They'll all tell you, and I've told you in this video already, we don't need it. But it means a ton when you do it. Oftentimes, a uniform, much like this one, is intimidating. It's not meant to be. It's meant so that we look professional and so that you can find us, so you can seek out help to be protected and to be served. Now I'm kind of babbling on, but I have really strong feelings about this. So, one more time in closing. Officer Rob and all those other officers out there, all of you that are watching, I, RezQRider, stand with cops. Hashtag Officerrobchallenge. Hashtag I stand with cops. Thank you for watching. RezQRider out.